There we go. I'll take it steady because it is icy. Just noticed the lens steaming up. That is like thick mud holding the wheels back. Glad I didn't come out on the gravel bike. If only it was like that now, but it's not. In the bike room, it's cold in here. Extend the bike room out here and have a bit more space, because at the minute it's more like step-toe and son. But it's a place to keep the rain off them without having to bring them indoors. There, put bits of foam down there where there's gaps, moto foam, the Magic Mary on the back there. Flipped over on this path the other day. I'm definitely going to take it steady. Back when I ride on the grass. Might be a... Oh, crikey. I'm going to take it steady because it is icy. Lovely. I think it's so cold outside the camera that when the battery warms up, and I did have an issue with the camera this morning. It was telling me the SD card was full when it wasn't. Right, I can't go faster on there. Oh, very icy there. Right, down the bridle path. Oh, we've got a tree down there. Crikey. Because looks pretty sketchy. Yeah, looks like the dog walkers are out in force. Don't blame them. There's a smaller them than there is mountain bikes. I think the mind naturally goes to the more direct routes when it's icy like this, instead of going up and down and around. You can see it's the Dior because it's all silver. The SLX has got a black large sprocket. Right, this is looking icy here. Okay, so icy surface, very hard mud. Bit slippery in places where it's just starting to melt on the top. Bye. On a little short climb now. This is the 2021 model, and I would say it's a really good climber compared to my Rocky Mountain altitude. which is also an aluminium bike, but 27.5, similar weight as this bike, but this one does seem to get up climbs a bit easier. Ooh, that feels pedally. Crikey, that feels pedally. Although I can see bits of ice on the top. You can probably hear that as well. Very icy there. So it's in patches. But the rain we've had before this cold snap has actually turned this pond into a small ice rink. Oh, under the big oaks now. You could ride up there, go on for another 4 or 5 kilometers, but to be quite honest, it's so churned up. That's obviously where it snapped, near its base, its trunk. St. Fagan's Heritage Museum there. Getting a workout because inside my layers I am sweating, which is fine because it's wicking it away from my body. I can feel that. Got this very loud coloured snowboarding jacket. It's got a big hood. I can actually put it over the helmet if I need to. That is definitely shedding the mud because of the bigger spaces between the knobs, which is why it's a very good winter tyre. Okay, well, the anti-fog solution from Rain-X that I put on the inside of my glasses is helping a bit, but when you stop and put the glasses on, they are steaming up straight away because of my body heat. But as long as you're riding on the flat with a bit of airflow, they just instantly clear up. And steam, water vapor essentially, and your surface is cold, then the dew point is reached and it will form condensation. Right, this is icy here now. My tyres feel laggy because they got a lot of mud on them. Right, this is icy, it's gravel. Oh, it's a lot chillier. I'm right next to the river as well. I brought my down jacket with me just in case the temperatures drop or I have a mechanical. Right, I have to ride on them on the grass. Oh crikey. Yeah, that's thick ice. And it's all over the path. Now, you can see the bike has got zero grip on this, hence I'm riding on the grass. We've got more ice down here. Oh crikey. Freezing fog like it was yesterday morning. I literally took the car out to drive up to Avan. I'm glad I didn't, because people who rode up in Avan were met with completely snowed over trails. So I turned the car back anyway after a couple of kilometres and had that horrible job of undoing the hours worth of getting things ready. It's a local, I'll give you that. It's not the same, but then again, I'm still spinning those legs. So this is a bit of a sport that I'm not too fussed about. Pedalling up a hill. This looks so different in late spring through the summer months. and into autumn it's beautiful. Doesn't offer the same spectacle that it did in other months. Gives you a point of reference. Got the ice down there, see the kids skating on it. It's just going to be too icy on the bike path. Mud on the field, on the peddler. Let's get some of this debris, which is icing up, but it's coming off nice and easy because I've got that foam there. So that's a great idea. Plus a bit of tape on the calipers. You know, look at the muck I've stopped from going in there. But it is mostly muscle. It is mostly muscle. No, seriously. Nah. No, it's mostly muscle, alright? Yeah, I used to be really slim. Up to the age of, I'd like to say, 25. So I used to run pretty fast. That was one thing I was fairly good at, was hurdles and running. Biking, which I took up about 12 years ago. I would say after playing golf for 10 years, I was at a weight that I felt comfortable to start riding. I think if I started riding when I was really struggling with my weight, I may have given it up. But I think the golf set me off on a nice trajectory. But it's not a massive part of my sport calendar. But I used to play it 3 times a week, go up there practicing on the driving range. I had my daughters having lessons, my sons used to play with me, I had them as members. I do miss it. But I still get joy now just taking the irons up to a 9-hole, which is near Cardiff. Yeah. I'm still not at the ideal weight I want to be. But there is a 6-pack lurking underneath the inch of fat on my stomach. But when it's cold like this, you're actually glad of a bit of insulation. See, I think there's going to be more rain, and then it'll be into like middle of February. And every year comes the wind, the storms. But I do remember 20 years ago, there was like 4 or 5 years where April and May and June was so wet, like it literally was raining every day. In my sales job then, I used to cover Cornwall, so all the south of the UK. Yeah, this is a bit slippery. Ooh, crumbs. Well, everyone, I'm glad you've joined me on this ride. It is a climb for me now, back. There's no descending to be had. I've had my fun. It's only a short ride, really. Getting a bucket of really hot water on this bike when I get in. I won't be using a hose pipe. Need something to melt the iced up mud first. There we are. All the bits and pieces in there. Yeah, it looks worse than it is actually. Trying to get the most out of your parts, aren't you, in the winter? Other delicate areas, obviously your stanchions. Fork and shock. Right, so we've done that. Now we can go a bit further down the frame. starting to clean up quite nicely. Auto Gleam car wax on here. Look at that, it just comes up so nicely. Without that wax, honestly, you'd be surprised the difference. I do put it on the rims as well. Just don't put it anywhere near your brakes. That's what I would say, just to be on the safe side. Don't want any contamination going on there. But basically you just buff it off. So you put it on and then you can just buff it off. And you're left with a really shiny surface on the frame and on your rims.